Season 2, we made it into the playoffs with an opportunity to defend our Stanley Cup. I cannot believe that we won the Season 1 Stanley Cup. Still blows my mind that we got there. We have gotten back into the playoffs with a slightly different Canadiens team from what we had in Season 1. If you missed it, you can go back and watch the second half simulation of Season 2. We split it into two parts, and we were offered a trade from the Bruins, which was, of course, kindly accepted by myself to acquire Johnny Boychuk from the Boston Bruins. In the other way, we sent Desharnais and Yemelin to the Bruins. Later on at the deadline, we acquired Brad Marchand from the Boston Bruins. I know, that's sacrilege, right? And people would be losing their minds in the real world. I could only imagine how crazy things would be if that actually went down. But we acquired Marchand. We'd sent back the other way. I know we sent a draft pick. We sent Rene Bourque to the Bruins, so they get a forward to replace Marchand, and they got a prospect, which is Dalton Thrower. Now, the Bruins are a full-on rebuilder, one of the worst teams in the league, so it makes sense for them, in my mind anyway, and you can let me know if you disagree with this, but in my mind, it makes sense for the Bruins to trade a few pieces out, start that rebuild, accelerate that rebuild. Dalton Thrower, a good young defense prospect, that's going to help accelerate things, especially on the blue line for those guys. And they managed to get a player in Rene Bourque who is getting older, but he can still produce and contribute to that team offensively. He'll be a nice veteran presence for the Boston Bruins in that locker room. We're able to get a little bit younger but more talented with Brad Marchand. So we will now go ahead and take a look at our first round opponent, the Buffalo Sabres. I almost said the Boston Bruins. Okay, so the Buffalo Sabres. I'm not too unfamiliar with this team from the Calgary Flames GM mode. I always reference that GM mode. I know I reference it a lot, but a lot of good things happened in that GM mode. They still got a lot of the same core players. Vanek is here, Ennis is here, Stafford. A decent first line, but man, it's a weird lineup here because outside of Vanek, I don't see anything overpowering, offensively speaking. I mean, Drew Stafford's a good player. Ennis is okay. He's an 82, and we're looking at overall ratings here. We're purely judging this team based on overall ratings. Ville Leno on the second line, centered by Hodgson. So Hodgson's a pretty good player. I like that one. Rakshani, what a last name. I love that last name. Rakshani, the forward on the second line. Is that a real player or is that a created? That can't be a created. We're Season 2. That can't be a created player by the game. Higgins, Steve Ott. We know all about Steve Ott and Foligno. Then Nathan Gerbe, Cervenka, Wellwood. So they've got good depth. It does tail off on that fourth line, but all around, there's nothing overpowering, but pretty decent depth on the forward side of things. Defensively speaking, Ehrhoff, Murray, Weber, McBain. It's much the same story here for the Buffalo Sabres on the blue line. Nothing is overpowering, but top to bottom, it's just a good core group of defense players. But there's no superstar here. They don't really have a standout defenseman in the same way that we have PK Subban on our blue line, for example. This is a snapshot of their power play. If anyone wants to know what their power play is going to look like going into this series, and their PK as well. The goalie is the superstar on the Sabres and the difference maker in the net, Ryan Miller. It's going to be a really good face-off of two talented goaltenders in this series. Ryan Miller versus Carey Price. Price is obviously coming off of a Stanley Cup championship with the Canadiens, playing a major hand in helping the Habs win that Stanley Cup. Can Ryan Miller win the duel in the goaltender's crease in this series? And as I always do, I always like to go through the opponent that we're facing off against before I start the video. So you can just skip past all this if you're not interested, but I like to have this stuff in the video for those that are interested, and just so it's here. And we can see what our opponent did through the regular season, at least for the first round opponent. Tyler Ennis leads the team in goals. So this is sorted by goals. Ennis with 25, Vanek with 24, Rakshani with 24, and he is a real player. So I've never heard of him. Brett Rakshani. You have an awesome last name. Ville Leno with 19 goals. So this team really spreads the love around offensively speaking. Look at this. Christian Ehrhoff with 14 goals from the blue line. That's not shabby at all. Then Drew Stafford, 54 games, had 13 goals in 54 games. Steve Ott, and down the list we go. You know, that bottom six really didn't contribute a ton offensively, but that's kind of to be expected. The point leaders, I'll sort it by points as well. So you can just see the top, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The top 8 in points for the Buffalo Sabres. Then, that's Calgary. Hold on one second. And the goaltenders, obviously, Jonas Enroth and Ryan Miller. But obviously, Miller played the 56 games and also had the better numbers. 2.71 GAA for Enroth. Should we see Enroth in this series? Just a snapshot of what we could be going up against. But it's Ryan Miller that I'm concerned about. I have experienced, you see that right there, 92.6 save percentage. I have experience going up against Ryan Miller in a playoff round in the past, and he can be very tricky to score on in this game. He really, really can be. I didn't really pull up any of his attributes, but there they are. I mean, he's almost a 5-star category in the 3 categories that a goaltender has. He's 34 years old. How many years left, by the way, for Miller? 7 years remaining. 6.210 at 34. That's crazy. You can see his potential is now 3.5 star. So that means he's starting to drop off now at this point in his career. I don't actually know. I don't know for goaltenders if it's different in this game, if they drop off at a later age. But anyway, he's 34 years old. He'll be retiring more than likely within the next couple of seasons in the GM mode. But I want to show his season stats for the past 4 seasons here, just so we can see what he's done. I mean, he's been really consistent. Obviously, a couple of down years here, being in the 991 save percentages, which a 91 save percentage is still very, very good for an NHL goaltender. But he's been on the top of his game the last 2 seasons, playing 52 and then 56 games played, carrying the Sabres to 25 wins here and then 32 wins in the most recent season that just completed. In the playoffs before, there are no playoff stats because the Sabres have not qualified for the playoffs until now. And in the Eastern Conference, by the way, we were the last team in, so that would make sense. We were the last team in. The Sabres were the best team in the East. Did they win the President? No. The President's Trophy went to the Calgary Flames. I'll just show it real fast here. Calgary finished with 111 points. So we're down here at 93 points. We're playing the best team in the East to start the first round. And I'm going to bump up a slider adjustment from what we did last season. Now, it's not that last year's playoffs was too easy for me, but I do think we can definitely make it a little more of a challenge for myself. Oh man, look at the injuries. LaRose, Eller, Jeffrey, LeBlanc, all out for the playoffs. So for the AI setting in the sliders, this is what we were running for the Season 1 playoffs. This is the AI learning. This is where it was. On Superstar difficulty, this is where AI learning was. Difficulty adjustment was here, and strategy adjustment was here. For this playoff run, difficulty adjustment is going up there. That's the one change we're going to make. We begin the series on the road in defense of our Season 1 Stanley Cup. Welcome to Round 1 action, Game 1 against the best team in the Eastern Conference. And that would not be your Canadiens, that would be your Buffalo, or the Buffalo Sabres, not your Buffalo Sabres. We got Ryan Miller versus Carey Price. This is going to be a great goaltenders duel. But the exciting part about this playoff run, however far that may be... Oh, I forgot about jersey numbers going into this game as well. But it looks like Marchand is good. Yes, Brad Marchand on the ice in a Habs jersey. He has a puck touch. We have bumped up the AI difficulty adjustment, and I'm really nervous about that. Oh, man, Duchesne getting tricky with it to begin with. And I'm just so nervous about how much more difficult I may have made the game. And that is why an early save from Carey Price. I'm so nervous about this because the AI, man, you don't even know. That was an interesting move by Patch Ready, but we bring it in offside. So I want to go ahead and make note that just one change in the difficulty adjustment slider can make a huge difference in terms of how the AI plays and how hard it is to play against them. The biggest thing that I'm concerned about, I think I said this already, is the AI can kind of score at will at a certain, setting. We're playing on the hardest difficulty, so we're on superstar difficulty, and the AI can score at will on the highest difficulty when you have a slider when you have the slider set very specifically. Leopold may have just saved a goal, pulling that off the goal line, and you see what I mean. The Sabres are off to a terrorizing start against the Canadiens. We can't get anything going offensively as Rakshani brings it toward the zone. You can see the intensity of this action is already up, but oh my God, Johnny Boychuk. He is Johnny Boychuk. Double agent for the Boston Bruins. Oh, what a move by Plekanec, but maybe it was a move done too soon, and he takes a tripping penalty. I don't see a delayed call here. And there's a touch. God knows. We are not on our game. I'm going to have to make strategy adjustments and everything. So I should have shown you the sliders and where everything is. The AI learning is almost maxed out. The AI difficulty adjustment is just a notch under being maxed out. And the AI strategy adjustment is maxed out. So I'm going to have to make some strategic changes throughout this game just to try to remain competitive. So Johnny Boychuk from your Montreal Canadiens, slapped off of Drew Stafford and into the bench. Johnny Boychuk, a part of your Montreal Canadiens. It's such a weird sentence to say. Brad Marchand and Boychuk are both Habs, but they are in this game world via trade. As we take advantage of the Boston Bruins' misfortune of being a rebuilder. Look at Max Pacioretty. We need a shot on goal. I don't know if that's going to officially count as a save, but Duchesne had the opportunity. We're going for it shorthanded when we can. We want to be smart against this AI, because if we get caught out while shorthanded, we should have had that puck. Again, Boychuk with a weird carom. Georges clears it up the zone. Ruhwedel deflected wide. This will be Georges lifted and elevated out of the zone on the backhand. After this is Chad Ruhwedel, the former, well, he was not a Pittsburgh Penguin yet, but he was well known as a Pittsburgh Penguin in the real world. Look at this passing to find the puck to Drew Stafford, which of course is blockered aside by Carey Price. The puck is now at the point, gentlemen. Drew Stafford off the blocker of Carey Price. Boychuk out of midair knocks it down. I want to get this puck up to my forwards. Brendan Gallagher is covered by 3 Sabres at this moment. Boychuk is slow as hell. We'll just shoot that on the net. We need one. And we're just 26 seconds away from being clear on the first penalty kill of the game. And we cannot go to the box because Carey Price will be shelled harder than Verdun if we continue taking penalties all night long like this. And you can probably see that one of the big problems is when we're on the kill, my players do tend to get out of position very easily. They just get out of position easily sometimes, even at 5-on-5, let alone being shorthanded. Now, the key, if we get on the power play, we're going to have to really make that power play count. We need to watch these gaps. We're leaving too much of a gap when we're letting these guys skate in off the rush. But my teammates already out of position. We've got through the kill, so that's a good start. Leopold, it flings back. Leopold was not in the lineup for the Stanley Cup winning game. That was a nice drop play to Prust, but he missed it wide. Moen, back up top. Who is that taking the shot from the blue line? I don't know. Plekanec turns and fires into a maze of bodies. It'll be back out of the zone, skated away by the Buffalo Sabres. It's Derek England playing alongside of PK Subban for the moment. England was brought in as the veteran defense mentor for Nathan Beaulieu, who I'm sure you'll see from at some point in this game. Ryan White, one of the heroes from last year's playoff run. And he's trying to make himself a hero for a second consecutive season. That's flung behind the net. Back up top, now back down low. Moen withdrawing a penalty. That was intended for Subban. The net's empty. Do not fling it all the way back down here with Carey Price vacant of the goal crease. And there's the touch. We will get our first power play of this game. It'll kind of even things out a little bit here. And that'll be a coffee break for me. I love a good morning recording session with a coffee. Sets the tone nicely for me. We need to set the tone on the power play. We need a goal here. And that is... Who's on the point? Is that Beaulieu? That is Beaulieu. There you go. Nathan Beaulieu with the jersey tuck on the blue line, working with Subban. Cross-ring feed intended for Subban. Back up top, over to Beaulieu. Subban, shot saved by the 5-hole. Stafford failed. He did clear, actually. He hit the skate, and he did get a fortunate lucky bounce. That was not so lucky for Beaulieu on the intended pass. You can see, I don't know if you can see it. It comes through very well in the gameplay, but I can tell this is much harder to play against. I am going to have my work cut out for me in this entire playoffs. But to me, that's what the playoffs is all about. This should be difficult. And it wasn't so much that Season 1 was easy. We had a very difficult time getting past the Detroit Red Wings in the first round in last year's playoff run. But I just felt like, it just felt like it was too easy to win the cup. But then again, we do have Carey Price in the goal crease. That's going to make a big difference for this team. That's a dangerous play to pull up like that. We give them an easy clear as well with that pull-up move. Just trying to be a little too clever with it on the zone entry, trying to catch the AI out. That was a nice pass to find Gallagher. He'll skate it into the zone. So we're going to get it wide into the zone. Cut back. There it is. Got to shoot faster than that. We got to set up the one-time slap shot. It was a one-time wrist shot from Tomasz Plekanec. And you could be looking at some of the last seasons. Plekanec is a hab. That's not necessarily foreshadowing. I don't know what the future holds for Plekanec. But he may retire within the next few seasons. He may end up being traded. I don't know what the future holds for Plekanec as a Canadian here. But you could be looking at the last few seasons that Plekanec is a member of this Habs team. And again, nothing is off the table for me. Hell, I've traded for this man right here, Brad Marchand. Oh my God, this great Brad Marchand with the miss of all misses. And he leaves the puck there for McBain, who slaps it along and out of the zone. That is the kill done for the Sabres. So Marchand set up that windmill nicely. I haven't touched on injuries yet, but both teams are dealing with a couple injuries, but the Sabres are dealing with nothing compared to the injuries that we're dealing with. Oh, Pacioretty, nice try. Set it up, backdoor. Brad Marchand is having a rough one. And he takes a penalty as well. He's having a rough one. Rough first playoff game as a Canadian. And there's a good up-close look. It looks nothing like Marshy. But a good look at Brad Marchand as a Canadian. I know, that is a sight to behold. Hopefully he's not in the box too often in this series, or in this playoffs for that matter. I thought they had more than 2 shots on goal on that first power play, but anyway. We gotta, this is all about, we gotta actually legit kill penalties against this AI, so I just gotta make sure that we can get a good, clean clear down the rink, and we can't forecheck too aggressively here. I really gotta start playing this game smart with how I approach various situations, and this is not good. Okay, that works. Knock the net free, get a face-off, and hopefully we can win the draw and an easy clear, because this should be a defensive zone face-off. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Ennis ran into Carey Price. That could be a neutral zone face-off. It looks like it's in the D zone, however. Either way, we need Duchesne to win this, and that has not been Duchesne's strong suit in the past, and it still is not a strong suit of Duchesne winning faceoffs. That's not so much a Duchesne thing. I think that's an AI difficulty thing. That was a nice play. I gotta give it up to the AI. That was a really neat play. They just didn't connect on it. Pacioretty, shoot low, rebound. Duchesne back in front for Pacioretty. Scores! Max Pacioretty! Shorthanded on the return feed from Matt Duchesne. And those two connect for a very important first goal in this game and, of course, this series. Shot by Pacioretty creates a rebound. He gets it right back from Duchesne off the rebound. The first thing that I thought of doing on that play was passing it over instead of shooting with Pacioretty's initial first shot that he took. I was going to pass it over, but then I thought, you got a guaranteed shot on goal. If we can shoot blocker side, maybe we get a good rebound. We did. We set it up off the rebound to get the nice assist for Matt Duchesne. Look at Beaulieu's defense. Look at Beaulieu looking. Oh, Beaulieu. Oh, come on. So the infractions we got to watch everything we're doing with our stick. I was really trying to defend hard, and I went for the poke check. You're going to see the replay. I went for the poke check. I was not in position. At least I wasn't in favorable position to have a successful poke check there. And obviously, I took the penalty. That's the risk. And we're on a first 5-on-3 situation of this postseason. Boychuk loses it. Boychuk trying to get the clear. Ooh, wide of the net. That's going to carry him back in front. Come on, Boychuk. We're all over the place. We got to go diamond PK. That's going to be another shot handled by Carey Price. I'm defending the middle. You can have that shot to the outside all day long. We got to block this. Boychuk, I think, did, in fact, block that. So I got net front presence here. Oh, man. Go get that Boychuk and clear it this time. And Klitzum just does bring it back behind the blue line. I was going to say, I thought he was going to hold the zone on that one. Price, just stay. Okay, back down the rink again. All right, good kill from Boychuk, I got to say. Great shift from Johnny Boychuk. A couple of big blocks, 2 big clears. That's gonna be in my notes at the end of this game. I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind. Cody Hodgson. Oh, my God. Cody Hodgson is on a different planet right now. Oh, my God. What a hip check. Please give me a replay of that. What the hell was that hip check? That was unbelievable. They're not going to give me a replay. You can probably hear my coffee mug in the background. I just drank the last of it, or at least for this cup anyway. I'm going to need another cup at the intermission. Oh. Duchesne wins a crucial faceoff, so I was going to send that down the rink, but then I thought better of it because look at this. These two are quite the duo, and it's going to take 2 to tango. Pacioretty looking for his second of the night. That's why he's an 88 overall, and that's why we got this guy locked up for the long haul on a very favorable contract. Go score goals like that for me in the playoffs. I know he didn't score a goal there, but I mean, he very much has the capability to score on a breakaway. I'm looking, if I see a chance shorthanded, I am looking to take it, but I do want to be very cautious about what I do when we are down a man. So we got to win this back to Boychuk. We did not. That's your job, Marchand. You got to board play that guy and don't go to the box anymore. So I think we got through this PK really successful. Very good PK. Very strong effort. And Philly Lano was sent to a different dimension as well at the blue line. Stay wide, Pacioretty. There it is. Okay, that was a really awkward drop, but we're going to send it back door. Buchanan's in front. All right. Playing against a very good I mean, I gotta say, this AI is really good. This AI makes you think. And I mean, this is the best team this was the best team in the Eastern Conference in the regular season, so it makes total sense, all the sense in the world. Wide open is Marchand. Now Duchesne, Pacioretty. No freaking way, he's onside with this gloved out of the air by Ryan Miller. How was that onside? That was a beautiful saucer pass to set that up. I know we just took an easy slap shot off the rush, and we didn't have a favorable angle on that. I love Pacioretty and Duchesne right away. Already, I'm in love with that group. And I still haven't touched on the injuries that we're dealing. Our entire bottom 6 is depleted right now. What a puck chop by Moen. He puck chopped that to keep it in the zone temporarily there. Beaulieu's got to go give it a retrieval. He doesn't even get the puck. Cervenka knocked down by Price. I got this side of the net with Beaulieu. That was a successful poke check this time. In front, we got to cover the net. Front presence, I think they missed it just wide. Board play. Beyond that, okay, that's offside. My God. Man, this AI is a flurry to deal with. Did they just miss the net on this? What is this Wellwood chance? Yes, I think he forced it wide. Look at the replay. I needed it in slow motion. It happened so fast. When I have control of the defenseman in front of our net, when they have possession, I have to win the interior. I have to box out the interior. So we're going to dump this in. This is going to be one of those situations where I'm really going to have to dump the puck in a lot in this playoff series. Oh, we'll take that hard to the net. Stay with that play as Klitzum skates it away up to Foligno. So I got the blue line defended here. Leopold, puck shot. He golfed at it. That's Landon Ferraro. You got help from Quayler, who is an insert into the lineup. A call up from the AHL. And look at these hands. Quayler showing off. Ooh, Quayler. Down low. London run into that guy. Well, he board played him. Quayler, quick shot. Missed it wide. I'm going to try to golf at this. I missed it with Leopold. That's going to create a breakaway opportunity for Steve Ott, but he's going to peel back. Whoa, Johnny Boychuk almost skated into the boards there. In front, tapped on by Stafford, covered by Price in the goal crease. I love this gameplay right now. I really do. I can feel a huge difference. I hope that really comes through in the videos from what we had in Season 1. Leopold's been getting into the action after the whistle on multiple occasions in this first period of play. This is Drew Stafford's opportunity. Like I said, low to high setup, low to high feed. Stafford gets 2 opportunities, both times rejected by the VH of Carey Price. That VH position on the post by Carey Price, the integration Carey Price had into the post, making 2 big saves in a row there. That would be held in at the blue line. Shot from the point, handled by Price. Back up top at the point, Ehrhoff claps one on, rebound chance put aside as well by Carey Price. Oh my God, hey, Brendan Gallagher, if you pulled that off. We can't get too busy with the dekes and dangles against this team because if we have too many turnovers, we're really going to put ourselves in a hole. And I want to get the puck up and into the zone. So Plecky works with Gallagher. Dished off wide for Gallagher. Back for Prust. Prust was a bit of a sensation in last year's playoff run for this team. Over to Beaulieu. Blocker down. Prust is going to... Look how slow Prust is. He's going to get it. Prust slaps. Block down. Oh, how's that not a penalty? I believe that was Gallagher that got knocked down by the side of the net. He didn't have possession. This will force the Sabres into a dump, and Englund just pen it along the boards. We'll kick it behind Price. That should be the end of the period, and we'll end it right here. I'll take that. I'll happily take the horn right there. Man, what a first period this was. Price has done all that he can to keep the Sabres out of the back of the net through the first 20 minutes of play, and boy, did they have their opportunities. Both teams had some good looks. There was high-flying action in that period of play. A playoff run with these sliders is it's gonna take years off of my life. I can guarantee you that much. But this was the setup. This was the hookup for the first goal in the first period of play. A second cup of coffee has been acquired. I'm gonna need it for the remaining 2 periods of this game. That was something else. I'll tell you, this AI makes me nervous. There's just something about this. It just makes me. I have a nervous feeling about this game, and this is much more uncertain than anything we went through in Season 1, but I love it. It adds this layer of intensity that postseason games are supposed to have. So I got stuck on the net with Georges, and luckily we didn't give up a goal. Move that puck up the board. Oh, man, the Sabres are coming out. They're throwing everything at us right now. Price rejects one, or was that block? Georges to clear it. Clear it up the boards. There we go. Pacioretty again looking for another breakaway opportunity. Pacioretty spins, fires off of Ehrhoff, and it's blocked down for Ehrhoff against Marchand, who has the retrieval. Marchand to Duchesne. Back to Marchand. I don't know what happened there on that interchange between Marchand and Duchesne. We got to stay on the ice here, Marchand. That's offside. I'll give him that. That's offside. I didn't pay attention to the shot totals at the intermission because, like I said, I went up to get a coffee, and I didn't really pay attention to how many shots the Sabres registered in the first period of play, or how many we registered. We've registered the important goal so far, the lone goal in this game, but we're going to need, obviously, we're going to need more than that, I can tell you that much. Beaulieu off of Ryan Miller on the dump-in. And can we milk it? That will not be an icing. I can't milk out the icing. We just got to wrist it up the boards. There we go. Up for Prust on the bank. We're going to dump this in. Prust is slow. Notably how slow Prust is. He runs out of energy really quickly. Pacioretty, or rather Plekanec. That's a goal for Prust. Slow or not, he was quick enough to beat Ryan Miller with the goal. And we just created a whole bunch of chaos in front of Ryan Miller on that one as well. Plekanec shoots, low to the pad, rebound. And Miller's out of position on the Prust opportunity off the backhand. See, he wasted no time, just dished that thing off. There was a little bit of a screen in front from Plekanec. That definitely lifts my spirits, makes me feel a lot better about this game. Getting that second goal, especially after the Sabres had all of those chances to kick off the period. Nice moves by Jordan Leopold. This has got to get into center ice, and even if it's an icing, it will not be. It did not make it for icing. Cannot goof around with the puck in the neutral zone or in the D zone. So we're going to have to defend. That's going to miss the net and go all the way out of the zone. They actually missed the net on that chance. So I got my... What line is this? Is Ryan White my fourth line center? I have no, my fourth line center is Landon Ferraro. So this would be my third line. Ryan White is my third line center, for those of you who don't know. I made a bunch of line changes coming into this game, but I don't think I really overviewed it. I'm beat up in my entire bottom six. Well, it's not that my bottom six is beat up. We're missing a couple of players. There's some notable names. Lars Eller is injured. Chad LaRose is injured. Chad LaRose, of course, the Stanley Cup winning hero, and I believe it was in Game 5. He's out with an injury. There's a couple of other names that I just can't think of right now that we are missing due to injury that typically play in our top six, but we have to put people in the lineup that are going to effectively be moved to the bottom six. It's a good thing we've got Marchand and Duchesne and Pacioretty. We don't have a Rene Bourque, but like I said, we replaced Rene Bourque with Brad Marchand. We turned him effectively into Marchand. Now this is an interesting setup here. The Sabres can't get out of their own zone, and we can't get the puck back on the forecheck. It's a standoff in the Sabres D zone until now. And the Sabres, I think, are out of gas, so they elected to take a dump in and make a change. We're going to dump it in as well. A lot of dump ins happening here because there's just not a lot of ice to be gained for either side. Stafford will be rejected on the hip check. Boychuk stop, send it across rink. That'll deflect and kick wide. Marchand, we got a penalty coming up. Back up top. Yes, we do. We do have a penalty coming up. Interference? No, that's a charge. It's a charge to Drew Stafford. I didn't see it, but I did see the pop up for a fight. Oh, that's bad. Not only is that a charge, but he hit him from behind. How can Boychuk even anticipate that happening? At least he didn't hit him into the boards. So no injury for that. We need Subban. This is time for Subban to light it up. Light up the radar gun and light up the goal light behind Ryan Miller. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, well, that was not what I was intending on doing there. That was weird. It's going to be tough to set up Subban. I'm going to go ahead and call it now. I'm seeing the way that the Sabres are setting up on the penalty kill. It's going to be hard to get him the puck. So Moen is in here on the power play. Beaulieu up top to Subban. There it is. Yep. And Gallagher scores on the rebound. He just put it right back in off of Ryan Miller. The Habs take a 3-0 lead, man. I thought this was going to be difficult to score goals in this game. We have put up 3 now on Miller, and that's a power play goal. Subban with the big blast. See, this is the key part. Shot, rebound, and Miller just can't corral it on the rebound. I want to see how this went in. Yes, he did. He put it in off of Miller. That'll be Brendan Gallagher's first of the playoffs. And he's been put into an elevated role on the man advantage as well. And because of all the injuries and the fact that we don't have tremendous depth, Max Pacioretty is on both power play units as well. With the fact that he's been all over this game and had his fingerprints all over this game, that makes perfect sense for me. That's a goal. How the hell, man? Carey Price was not even in the goal crease. There you go, Pacioretty. Okay, this is really getting sloppy, but I'm telling you, Subban is punishing Tyler Ennis on this entire shift. We missed that pass out to center ice. This should be dumped back in. I don't know if that was Ehrhoff who dumped the puck in or not. Pacioretty board played, kicked along to himself. And I'm going to punch this off the boards to myself again. Dump it in. I don't think we were going to gain the zone very cleanly on that play, so the dump in was perfect. Murray, we got a 3-man forecheck going on, but they stretch the ice to Nathan Gerby, who loses the puck. Plekanec, nice little stop. We're going to elevator that into the corner. Far side corner here. Ehrhoff on retrieval. Good board play by Brandon Pruss. He's had his fingerprints on this game in some ways. Has a goal tonight. One of the 3 that we have scored. Down low for Pruss. We're really having to work it. Gallagher back to the point. There you go. Pruss shoots, rebound. All right, that worked out for us. I mean, it was a little sloppy, but I'll take it. We got a shot on goal. Beaulieu did a good job just to keep the puck in the zone by floating it from the blue line. And Jordan Leopold has certainly mixed it up a few times this evening. He's gotten into this game in a physical way. We could have used some of that, I guess, in the Stanley Cup final, although we did just fine without Jordan Leopold in the Stanley Cup final. The whole reason I brought him back on another deal is I felt bad for the fact that he was not able to take part in any of the games for the final, and we didn't see him on the ice lift the cup. I thought, what the hell was that? Leopold shoots from a weird angle, just trying to get the puck back on the net. That's going to deflect. Moen for White. It trickles down low. McBain. Oh, God, my controller's disconnected. And it is good now. It didn't fully disconnect, but I didn't have control of anybody for a moment there. That'll be shot wide of Price. Leopold gets into more physical action there in the corner, up for Weiss. I'm going to try a little toe drag move here. Weiss, nice move. Spinorama. Don't leave the spinoramas to the pros. That was a nice intercept. I thought we could set that up on the back door there. Higgins makes a move, but it goes in offside. The Sabres are really having a tough time of it getting any offense going in this period. They started strong, and it has just been all Canadiens ever since the very first few minutes of this second period of play. We've gotten a couple of good bounces in this game as well. Lots of good, favorable rebounds. But if that's, how we're going to score our goals, I'm not going to complain. A goal is a goal, even if we score them off of rebounds or get lucky opportunities. Got to create your own luck and create your own bounces. Brad Marchand shoved aside a bit by Vanek there, the best player on this Sabres team. The Sabres are going to need Vanek to come through at some point in this game and, of course, this series. I want to see it from Marchand. I want to see it from Brad Marchand. Whoa, that was a weird deflection in front of Miller, and somehow he found it anyway. That first line is great with Marchand on it. I'm loving this. I want Brad Marchand to sign a long-term deal here. The thing is I've got some good players now. We signed Duchesne in the offseason to that long-term contract, huge deal, 8 years. And we gave Subban the same. We gave him 8 years and a similar money value. We're going to have to lock up Brad Marchand when his contract expires, so that's going to be fun to move money around. Then we've got LeBlanc. LeBlanc's going to get better, and he's going to need to get paid. LeBlanc is not taking part in this first game, or I don't know when LeBlanc is projected to return. Look at Proust. Look at Proust. Oh, no way. I thought maybe Proust might score there. He deked around the net. He put the puck behind the net to deke around the player. Okay, Georges. Okay, Georges. It's still deflected on the net. What is this gameplay right now? I'm having fun anyway. That's the only thing. Oh, my God. What the hell was that? Friendly fire here in Buffalo at center ice. Blunden. A deke to the outside. It didn't work. He absorbs contact in the corner. Quayler lets it go for Higgins. And then Higgins got some physical punishment in return. Back at center ice, Quayler knocked the puck free. Quayler's slow. Quayler, by the way, is a 73 overall player. Like I said, a call up from the AHL due to all of the injuries that we have absorbed going into this playoffs. We're missing 4 forwards entering the playoffs, and they're all really decent forwards. Come on, Ryan White. That puck has got to get out of the zone. We are playing a little bit more careless with it, I guess. Ryan White is not having a bad time right now. Look at Ryan White. That was intended for Dale Weiss. Yes, we got Dale Weiss in here as well. He's supposed to be a regular in this lineup, at least while we're dealing with some injuries. There's one forward in this core group of players who is going to be out for the entirety of the playoff run. So you'll be seeing a lot of Dale Weiss. We traded for him at the deadline as a depth option. We moved one of my depth forwards for Dale Weiss. We brought him home to Montreal. See if he makes a difference in this playoff run. Another penalty against the Sabres. They've just had about all that they can stand right now. Cody Hodgson. That is Cody Hodgson, right? Or is that Vanek? No, that's Vanek. Yes, Vanek wears 26 here. And he is the captain. Getting frustrated out there. I could imagine. It has gone all Montreal Canadiens in this game. We get one more goal. I think this game's over. You get 4 goals in the game. It's definitely over. I'm calling it right now. I mean, it's a little. I guess it's a little bold and maybe a little cocky for me to say. Duchesne. Return feed. Duchesne blocked. That'll be the end of the period. We'll carry this power play into the final 20 minutes. How about this game? A nice, easy-going game 1 for the Canadiens. Just got to shut the door and lock this thing down. It's just one period of play. Carey Price has been magical in the goal crease. We've gotten some puck luck as well in this game. I can't complain with the way things are going right now. It's time to finish the job on game 1. Well, shots are level at 22 apiece between the two teams, so no one is really particularly heavily outshooting the other. We had full command of period 2, so I want to make that point known. I want to emphasize that. And we're going to carry energy into this period with a power play. So we got a minute and a half of power play time. Nice play right off the face-off by Duchesne. Now my goal here, let's get this set up. Let's get it set up. You know who I want to go to? Oh my God, PK Subban. That should be Carey Price. Carey Price! Oh my God! We had that problem in last year's playoff run with Carey Price. I was trying to flip it down the rink and he ends up leaving it there. What a play from Marchand to Subban. I still have no idea what just happened. Up top for Marchand. The give is for Beaulieu. Beaulieu cross rink for Subban. Marchand's going to keep the zone. Up top. Okay, Nathan Beaulieu. I don't know who the hell that pass was for. That was a nice escape move by Beaulieu. All right, we're going to stop. Marchand, Subban. Subban through traffic. It's left there. Patch ready off the side of Ryan Miller's pad there. Poked free. Marchand behind the net. This Habs power play is going to work. Look at this. And the Sabres just barely cleared the zone. We're going to be offside here, but I will happily accept that offside. I don't even have words for how good this power play could potentially be on this run. And it's going to stem from PK Subban on the top of the umbrella. or wherever he wants to stand. I mean, he can stand in the classic Alex Ovechkin spot. It doesn't matter. Just be somewhere on the ice and be an option. Be available. I love having Marchand out there as well, because he was fast to that puck to keep it in the zone. We need players like that. That goes wide. Boychuk get a board pin. And this, for me, is just about locking down the rest of this game. I don't know if Carey Price is going to finish with a. Well, there it is. There goes the. I was about to talk about the shutout, and it is erased in one fell swoop on that shot. The Sabres are within 2. This is why I said we need that 4th goal, because this AI, they can quickly score a couple of goals in a hurry. And that took a friendly balance. Oh, it was deflected. It was deflected in front by Vanek. I told you they needed Vanek to show up at some point in this game, offensively speaking specifically. And he has, on a good, clean deflection past Carey Price. It's probably the only way you're going to beat Price tonight, it seems like. But hold the phone. We might have a hockey game now. That's a big save by Price. We got to get it out. We got to start playing serious again. It's not that we haven't been playing serious for this game. We certainly have been. Moen, we got a good net drive. Thank you for the block up top. Back up top. Subban, shoot. Deflection of our own. Poke it free. Yep. Ryan White is in this battle. He's no stranger to important playoff games. That'll be knocked down by Ryan White. Give it back to him. Moen skate. Dish it off. It deflects away. Moen sweeps it. What kind of route did Moen take to that? I don't know what the hell Moen was doing to get to that puck, but okay. That was really just the sloppiest thing I've ever seen. Subban off the boards and up and out, and it'll be poked away by Blunden. Another player in the lineup due to injury would be down in the AHL if otherwise. I see Blunden, but he's so slow to skate. Go, Blunden. You're onside with that. That's impressive. What a move. And he stick lifted. I don't expect anything less from a 4th liner, but it was a good move, a good opportunity. Save, chopped away by Leopold, back to the point. Weber intercepted by Gallagher. We see Pruss, but we're going to miss him, and I don't know if Pruss is going to have the legs to get there first. He does. He negates icing and takes a penalty. I should have just taken the icing. We would have avoided the penalty. The Sabres are going to get on the power play. Oh boy, here we go. I don't know that I can feel too confident about this. They get one right here. It is a brand new hockey game. We needed Duchesne face-off win. We did not. Okay. I'm covering the front of the net. I'm helping out Carey Price. I'm boxing out. Yeah, get out of my goal crease. All right, so I'm going to just... Okay, that was an interesting move. Had Duchesne been successful. Oh, we're all over him, and we force an icing. We got to get the icing. We got to get the icing first. Man, this is stressful. There's something in my coffee, but I can't... I don't think it's a bug, but there's something in my coffee. I can't tell what it is. I want to drink it, but I can't worry about drinking anything right now. We got a big game to get through. Big 3rd period opportunity here. And if we take poke check, if we go poke checking, we cannot take a penalty. I feel that player fatigue is really going to play a huge hand. Why did they go on a change? You had pressure. I mean, I'm not going to have a problem with that. Plekanec just avoided a big hit at center ice. A big open ice collision was waiting for him. That'll be saved by Price. We got to win that poke check. Go, Plekanec. Oh my God, what a move. And he lost the handle at the last second, but that was a delicious move by Plekanec to get around. 30 seconds. We're going to win that. Yes, good poke check. Get it out to center ice. Another good poke check by Duchesne. These poke checks are landing. Duchesne, inside out move. Duchesne trying to get through all of them. Pacioretty puts it on. And that was a good look for Pacioretty. Denied by Ryan Miller. Last seconds of the power play tick away for the Sabres. We got a guy coming out of the box. And now. Okay, well, that'll become an icing, or will Pacioretty win that? He will win the race to that puck. We have been doing a work tonight skating after these pucks, especially negated a few icings in this game. There's nothing to be gained at center ice for the Sabres. We might have to go, if we have to, I'll go full trap mode. So we can slow the game down for a moment, settle this behind the net. There's Pruss on the opposite side rink. I want to dump this in. We'll do so nicely. Moen get in there. Board plays McBain. McBain around the boards for Higgins. Higgins stops up, looks for his options, finds Leno, who had support from Klitzem. Klitzem from the red line, dumping it back in. I don't know if this is the way to go for the Sabres. Dump and chase. They do have the retrieval this time, though. Now, and they give it away right to Blunden. This will be Landon Ferraro, fourth line center for the Canadiens. Loses possession. If you lose possession there, just give up on it. Don't take a penalty. Just admit the fact that you lost the handle. England lets this go. Quayler with receiving. Across the rink for Beaulieu. Knocked down at center ice by the Sabres. They'll get possession back. McBain, forward pass for Wellwood. Dumped in off of a Habs player into Carey Price, who plays it to Beaulieu behind his net. Up the rink for Plekanec now from Gallagher. Plekanec dropped for Gallagher. It was supposed to be dropped to Gallagher. It didn't happen. Cervenka dumped in again. Subban in the corner. We got to board play this. This is all about time killing right now. We just got to get through this game. Nice move. Nice moves by Gallagher, but bothered too much by Ennis at center ice. Price, get back in the goal crease. Oh, and that's why. That is exactly why you need to be there. And he squeezes it between the legs, prevents an almost surefire goal for the Sabres. That will be a coffee break for me now. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's floating around in my coffee, but it's not a bug. Which settles my mind for now. Oh my God, Jordan Leopold. That's one of those situations where if you're a coach, you're telling your player, just off the glass and out. Don't skate it anywhere near your goaltender. I know it's Carey Price. We all know what he is full well and capable of, but you just do not do anything that is unnecessary. We got Suit and Tie playing in the rink. What a choice for a song in a hockey game. And I pointed this out before, but Suit and Jordan Leopold is and he draws a penalty. Okay, he's having a tough time right now. It's those old legs; they're just not moving the same way that they used to. And the story behind Suit and Tie, it's a Justin Timberlake song, and I downloaded a music pack years ago to put into NHL 13. Well, I put the same music pack into this game for break and play music. So when there's a break and play, there was a whole music pack for that included Suit and Tie for some stupid reason. I don't know why it was in the game, or why it was in that music pack off the internet, but it was. I'm gonna chip this down low. By the way, that I looked for that music pack and I cannot find it anymore. So it is gone from the internet. There you go, Boychuk, settle the puck. It would be nice to get some insurance right here. So I want to get this power play actually set up, which is what I was trying to do earlier. So now to Boychuk. Just let's see what he's capable of. Rebound, and there was an opportunity, I think, for, I don't know what forward units on the ice, but look at the hustle from Rakshani. And he plays it, all that hustle to just play it back out of the zone. Duchesne has skating legs for this. He protects, sends in front. Marchand was there. Take a penalty if you have to. I would have rather taken the penalty than giving Steve Ott this breakaway that actually went off the glass. So Marchand will skate it away again. Marchand, spinorama move. Plekanec holds the zone. Down low for Marchand, a little miscommunication between those two. PK Subban did not like whoever it was that had the puck there, and he went after him. Beaulieu separates the puck from man. It'll bank off the boards for Tomasz Plekanec. Plekanec dipsy doodle dangle, handed over to Weber. This is the sloppiest Canadiens power play we've had yet in this game, and it is all over. What a couple of good moves from Brendan Gallagher coming through neutral ice. Dropped off for Subban, and that'll be Subban slapped into. Plekanec is all over that rebound. If there's one thing that we have been able to effectively go to school on, it's rebounds off of Ryan Miller. I can't believe we're going to come away with this. Brendan Gallagher again, and he shoots off that spin move. Pruss tried to chop at it. The Sabres come away with possession, and it's 3.5 to go. Do the Sabres have a couple of quick goals in them? Do they have any life left for Game 1? A penalty has been called against the Canadiens. Hold the phone, and who else would it be? Brandon Pruss. And that's an AI player taking the holding penalty. That's a frustrating element of that penalty. They've had 8 shots on 4 power plays, so we've done a better job at holding these guys off on the power play opportunities they've had. I think that one missed the net as well. Marchand is after this. Rakshani is onside with this reception, so the Sabres are actually in legally into the zone. I'm going to send this puck up for Plekanec. Now, we'll give it back to Plekanec off of that pass. I thought Marchand was going to stay on the rink, but he actually made a change. Pacioretty deflects it all the way back toward Ryan Miller, who makes a careless play to try to get the puck up to Rakshani, but he was successful. Poke checked off of it by Pacioretty at center ice. This is Ehrhoff. I am assume that's who this is. This is Christian Ehrhoff. He's been poked away from the puck as well by Nathan Beaulieu. You need to get back in defensive position, Beaulieu. Poke checked again by Duchesne. We're not giving these guys, no quarter given by the Canadiens right now to the Buffalo Sabres. They're going to shoot here. They need offense desperately. Drew Stafford dropped off for Ehrhoff, shot through traffic, rebound there. But, of course, our goaltender doesn't give up rebound goals. Brad Marchand, go. And that's as easy as you do him. Brad Marchand on a breakaway. That's going to ice the game. His first goal in the playoffs as a Hab. I can't believe I'm saying it. Brad Marchand has scored a shorthanded goal for the Montreal Canadiens. It is a real sentence. And that is the death sentence on Game 1 for the Canadiens over the Sabres. All-around great effort. I was expecting a much more aggressive pushback from the Sabres in this game, but they had nothing for me. A superstar difficulty. I made the AI sliders better. I gave the AI a better chance. And this is the game that we got for Game 1. I'm just too good right now. Blocked away, Hodgson. Kept out by Johnny Boychuk. It'll be given away to Brandon Prust here. Nice move by Prust. Stay out of the box here. Prust. Oh, my God. Prust is trying things. Back to the point, Subban. Oh, little fake out move for you. Subban slapped and saved. Look at this. That was awesome. Oh, Ryan White. Look at this. It's tricky for Ryan White. He shoots and misses short side. Man, I'm getting confident with the moves. I'm playing better against the AI with this difficulty. And now it'll be George's slapped wide. I thought I might score, but that Ryan White move was so sick. Tasty, delicious. Just couldn't get the goal on it. Oh, Prust, it's a little behind him. I want another one. I want to score again on Ryan White. Let's not use up all of our goals and all of our offensive capabilities in this one game. But I'm going to take a slapper off the rush because I can. And that's it for Game 1. I'm going to mix it up here in Game 1. I was going to try to get a fight started, but there is no need. The Canadiens steal a game on the road. They take Game 1 in this first round best-of-7 series against the Sabres. Carey Price has got to be a top 3 start of the game, if not the first star of the game. This was the opening salvo in this one, and we never looked back from that Pacioretty goal. Like I said, I've said this all night long, rebounds were our best friend tonight, as we were able to score multiple goals off the rebound, had multiple looks off the rebound. Marchand's first as a Hab, as well as a breakaway goal in the playoffs anyway, a playoff goal. Brandon Prust with the game winner on that backhander.